Here's what you missed on Phathead and Cande in the morning. Weekdays 6 to 10 a.m. on My Country 96.1.
My Country 96.1, Phathead and Cande Roth, her final day off. Yes, she returns Monday, Memorial Day. We will be here if you're up and out and about, even though it's a holiday, even if you're working and you have to get out there and work. Most people still, for the most part, have Monday off if you're not an essential worker. So maybe get up early, have a cup of coffee, and listen to us. We'll be here hanging out with you on Memorial Day, back together. But Saturday night, we do have My Country Live. I'll be hosting once again. We had Jay Letterman host last week. You know, he wanted to drink the wine and eat the chicken parmesan and give you the live music. I have kicked him out. I'm back, and I'll be with you tomorrow night, 8 o'clock in the evening, for all the great live music on My Country Live Saturday night. Now, remember, while you're listening to the radio and celebrating, remember Memorial Day. Remember those who have fallen and made the ultimate sacrifice for our country. You know, 57% of people polled say they didn't know the difference between Veterans Day and Memorial Day. Now, Veterans Day, obviously paying tribute to, in November, to anyone who has served and all our great soldiers. Memorial Day, those who have fallen and given their life defending our freedom. And that is why we fly the flags low, you know, half. And we also, you know, in regular times would be having big parades in certain places. And, you know, we go lay flowers at soldiers' graves and, you know, do what you can, socially distant, and keep everyone in your mind who has made the ultimate sacrifice as we head into Memorial Day weekend. Something to think about with what's going on in the country. As things reopen, there's an interesting statistic about the state of Georgia. They have the highest percentage of people applying for unemployment of any state in the country, and they are, you know, quote unquote, reopening. So just, you know, a note, whether it's fast or slow, as people get back out there, open up their businesses, doesn't mean consumers are coming right back. Obviously, a lot of people are feeling things out first, from another poll that has to do with this, where over 50% of the people say they're going to wait and see. Because the symptoms for COVID-19 usually take 2 to 3 weeks to manifest themselves, and sometimes, and you're not going to see the true hospitalization rate, good or bad, till mid to late June. So, you know, that's kind of what people have in their minds. Like, you hear that from a lot of folks, including myself. You know, 6 to 8 weeks, end of June, beginning of July, we should have true figures on how the slow reopening, or even if it's not a reopening, if areas are not reopening, people just getting out there. You know, they're cooped up, the weather's getting nicer, and they're starting to socialize a little more. We will see the effects of that probably within 6 to 8 weeks and get a true number as to what's going on. But just there's an interesting note from the state of Georgia that just because things are opening doesn't mean the customers, the consumers, and people are coming out. It's going to be a slow build for sure, which is why I really like what Mark Cuban said last week. He was interviewed about saving the economy, and I thought it was a brilliant idea. He said, you know, outside of the stimulus checks, you know, put that aside. You can do what you want with the stimulus checks that have been sent, and, you know, most people, if not everyone, has gotten. But putting that aside, he thinks every household in America should be given $1,000 every 2 weeks for 2 months. So that'll be $4,000 total. But there's a catch. The money is tracked on a card or an app or somewhere where they can track it. And you are required to take that money and spend it at local stores in your neighborhood within 10 days of receiving the money. So it's like extra money for you to go out and boost the economy with and go spend at your local places, that whether it's takeout or whatever, you're getting a haircut, whatever it is, which I thought was absolutely brilliant, which you are basically ensuring that dollars are going back into businesses in everybody's town, and maybe that means more jobs and in an infusion money and kind of a big push into the economy. So interesting stuff as we get going here on Memorial Day weekend on My Country 96.1.
Phathead and Cande in the morning, weekdays 6 to 10 a.m. on My Country 96.1.